What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. Shout out to the joiners, shout out to the Point of View crew, and if you love me, which I tell myself you do, even when I get comments that say, you're ugly, they say that. You're ugly, you talk so fast, you're so hyper, you must be a meth addict. You live with your mom, you can't keep a job. And someone the other day even told me that this was a big hunk of some ugly junk, some furniture I got from my grandma. Old, outdated junk from my grandma. Said about this. I think to myself, I'm loved. They love me. It's tough love. It's tough love. He must just be saying that because he wants me to get a new piece of furniture so that I'll shine and be my most. But definitely loved. I am loved. So, hey, if I'm loved and you want to see me succeed, then you're going to want to see me get to Oregon this weekend. I'm going to Oregon this weekend. Been talking about this. If you follow this channel at all, if you've seen the community tab, if you've heard the lives, you know I got to get to Oregon. I'm leaving Friday on a train. I got to go meet with Derek, the vice president of Prison POV. He's going to hook me up with a car. Give me the deal of the century. I don't have a vehicle in my ripe old age. I'm no spring chicken, homeboy. I just look like this. I need to get this vehicle. So I'm heading up there, doing some fundraising, because, bro, it costs more than I even imagined it would. Bro, I'm doing a fundraiser. For $10, you can get these 3 items. The very last Prison POV crew shirt, the very last one, has a kite back there. Cut the string, let it fly. I was holding on to this one for myself. It's the last one. There'll never be another. Large. You're going to get that. You're going to get this book, Save Me From Myself. Guitar player from Korn wrote this book. It's absolutely fabulous. And it's signed by head Brian Welch, from Bakersfield, I might add. And this prison art that Nick sent me when he was in Ironwood. It's got a cool little thing going on. There's like a little rip right here. I was going to cut it across. I figured I'd let you do that. So you got this art. You got a POV crew shirt. And you got a book for a $10 buy-in on a raffle, and you got great chance to win because the trip on this has only been 4 people so far. And the raffle's going to end Saturday when I go live Saturday night to announce the winner. Only 4 people so far. Bro, I got to get this raffle. I'm hoping that you'll show some love and get involved, not only because the items are dope, but because you want to see me get up to Oregon. So be that as it may. Let's kick this off. My cellie, dog. I didn't even feel bad about it. He had it coming. It was a pretty minor infraction what this dude did to get got. But we'll get there. So trip on this. I go to Wasco reception. Building D5. I walk in. When you go to those buildings, you have the Bulldogs and the Blacks on the bottom tier. And you have the Woods and Southsiders and Pisces on the top tier. I go in. I'm on the top tier. I go walking up. Right by the stairs, I see a cell. It's this Wood I know from Orange County named Billy. He's all, Splinter, what's up, bro? What's up, brother? I say, hey, what's up, dog? He's like, you got to get your cellie. You're going to have to go in there and get your cellie. I'm like, snarf, homeboy. Are you the welcoming committee? I just got here. Kick back. Already put me on a mission. Like, let's talk about this. Like, who said? I was like, get at me on paper. I've done time with Billy before. You know what he would do? We'd go out to the yard to work out. He'd be on the weight pile. It's not a weight pile. It's some pull-up bars and some dip bars. There's a weight pile. He'd be out there and he'd have headphones in. And the wire just be hanging dangling. It wouldn't be plugged into anything. He had no radio. And he said, I just have these headphones because when I'm out here working out, I don't want anyone to talk to me. They'll see me like this and they'll know, hey, I shouldn't talk to him. And I'm thinking to myself, hell, no one's going to talk to you. They're scared that you're going to ask to borrow their radio. You're not going to get no action on some conversation, homeboy. Not only on the weight pile, but like anywhere else, probably going to avoid you. Anyway, be that as it may, brother. Billy from Orange County saw me and said, you're going to have to get your cellie. Get at me on paper. I go in there. I meet this dude. Seems like an alright guy. He's from Santa Barbara. He's in a little bit of time. Not much. He's got him a couple of tattoos. Seems like an alright dude. Here's what he did, though. We talked about a kitty on this channel before. A kitty. A kitty is... when you go into prison, the Woods are going to want you to represent to the fullest. And in order to do that, you have to be clean. And a lot of times people don't get money put on their books. That's why Wasco will give you free soap, but they don't give shampoo, they don't give toothpaste, they give tooth powder, they don't give deodorant, they don't really give a lot of these hygiene products. So the Woods will buy them. We'll all pitch in. Those who have money will buy hygiene products, put in a bag, and call it the kitty. And when it's our day room, they sit that bag out by the shower. And when people don't have nothing, they can dig in there and then get a little bit of shampoo. And then get a good bar of soap, some Irish Spring, not that junk that Wasco gives away. Get some toothpaste, not the tooth powder. They can hook themselves up, all nice and clean, Bonnaroo, and represent to the fullest. These two dudes, they were cellies. Both of them were for Santa Barbara. They transpacked. Nothing we're going to talk about right now. We're going to talk about getting scratched from the list. That's never a good thing. Because when you're at Wasco reception, you're waiting to catch a bus to that main line. You're just right there waiting. You got to see a counselor. They put you through the rigmarole. You go through diagnostics. You're waiting at Wasco reception to catch a main line. And what they'll do in the morning time, the cop hands out bags. He'll come throw a bag under your cell. If you're in a dorm, he'll call names out over the mic, and they'll start giving out bags with your name and CDC number on it. And they say, Transpack, put all your stuff in it, and you'll roll it up, and you'll staple it. They'll put it to the side, and they'll say, you're leaving in the morning. And you're like, yes, I'm leaving. But every once in a while, the morning comes, they don't call you like, what's going on? They're like, you got scratched from the list. They no longer want you on the bus. Sometimes your stuff is already gone. Sometimes it's, dude, it could be a problem, and they don't care. I've had stuff get lost. They don't give a rip, homeboy. You got scratched. These two dudes from Santa Barbara were cellies. They transpacked. When they got called out of their cell, there was no day room. No one had day room. Everyone was locked in their cells. They cracked the door. These two dudes from Santa Barbara come out to transpack with all their property. So they go to the next prison, and they went over to the kitty because they had day room earlier that day. Billy, who has the keys for the Woods from Orange County, the one who I was just talking about, has the keys for the building. He accidentally let the kitty out there. He would just leave it out there. Who cares? Why not? Leave it by the shower. It's a bag. People can use it. Sometimes he'd bring it in a cell. Sometimes he'd forget. Sit out there on the tier a day or two. Who cares? No one's going to mess with it. But these dudes messed with it. These dudes, these sellers in Santa Barbara, both of them went over and took a bottle of shampoo, took some lotion, took some soap. Woods would beat on the door. Hey! Kick back! Get away from the kitty. What are you doing? They're just ignoring him. They got him on the shine. Their plan is to steal from the kitty, transpack it with their stuff, go back to their cell, kick back, sleep, wake up, jam at 3 a.m. No one's going to know any better. Possibly people can send some kites to the prison they went to, but bro, they're probably not going to get caught. But it's some stupid stuff to go through just for a bottle of shampoo and some soap and some lotion. But they did that, went all the way there. They would have never got caught. Everything would have been fine. But my cellie, the dude who I'm living with now, got scratched. So they woke up in the morning. He did. They woke up, ready to go. Brush your teeth. You're standing there, so dark outside. You hear doors opening. People are leaving. Bro, the door opens. Him and his cellie walk out, and they go, no, we just want your cellie, not you. You go back in, you got scratched. He's like, imagine the agony he went through. Knowing the cellie left, he got scratched. He's going to have to stay there and answer for that kitty theft. Bro, he probably, homeboy, wore a groove in the cell, pacing back and forth. Probably got an ulcer in his stomach. He was stressed all the way out. That's the energy I picked up on when I walked in the cell. Of a dude who was stressed all the way out. So even if Billy had not told me, dude, you got to get that dude. When I walked in, I would have known this dude's in trouble. Somehow, some way, some form. Because he's so nervous. You could pick up on it, brother. It's a vibe. You could definitely feel it. I told Billy to get me on paper. I went in there and said, hey, what's up, bro? He's like, nothing. He's complaining, dude, I was supposed to go today. I got scratched. Me and my cellie. And I was like, oh, okay. He didn't tell me nothing about the kitty. I definitely didn't say, hey, Billy said I was going to have to get you here in a minute. You cool with that? Obviously, I'm not telling him that. I'm just waiting for the kite from Billy. So, Billy says, shoots a line. I shoot the line over there. I get it. It's a kite. And Billy gives me the rundown. But when I open the kite, a razor blade falls out. A razor blade falls out. Tobacco and cigarette too. He told me what the dude did, how him and his cellie stole from the kitty. Transpacked it in their property, and they came and locked it down in the cell, and dude got scratched. He's still here. He's got to be dealt with. Hit him with the razor splinter. It's the only thing acceptable at this point. He goes, well, what you could do, he goes, he knows we have tobacco. Tell him I shot you a cigarette. Tell him to get on the door and keep point, because you're rolling a smoke, and to come up and creep on him from the back. He's telling me in this kite. And I'm reading all this going, snarf, snarf, like I'm saying, because it's one thing to do something on the yard. It's a whole nother thing to do in the cell. Assault with a weapon. I'm on a violation. I'm only doing an 8 with half violation. I got like 90 days left, 60 days left. I'm probably not going to leave Walker reception. And I didn't. Bro, I'm thinking I'm going to get caught. I'm going to get gaffled up. Assault with a weapon. There's no way out of it. No way for me to be out of it. It would have straight up PC up right there on the spot. Start ignoring Billy. Have everybody in the shine. And just lock it up. I'm not going to do that, brother. I'm going to handle business. I told the dude, hey, I'm going to roll a cigarette. Go keep point. And the dude went over and he was looking. And I just came up from behind. Got him with the razor blade. He turned around and went, what the fuck? I said, I don't know what you did. I don't know what you did. He said, is it about the kitty? Is it about the kitty? I said, I don't know what you did, brother. I just know you messed up. I know you had to get handled. And I drew the shortest straw. Here I am, your cellie. I didn't ask to get in this cell. I don't know what you did. I don't want to be in trouble like you, so I handled it. I don't know. I don't know. And he's holding his neck. I go, dude, but you're bleeding real bad. You need to kick the door and ask for the cop to help you. Because you're bleeding. I want him out of there. I don't want him to fall out. But I said, no. Let me back up. I told him you're bleeding. Kick the door. Tell him man down. But he said, dude, I don't want to be PC. He said, I don't want to roll it up. I don't want to lock it up. He's saying that his shirt's all bleeding. I don't want to lock it up. I don't want to roll it up. I said, okay, well then don't tell on me. If you don't tell on me, then you won't have to PC up and you won't have to lock it up. What happened to you right now is a checking. You stole it from the kitty. Okay, I lied. I didn't know what you did. You stole it from the kitty, homeboy, and you got handled. But it ends there if you don't tell on me. He's like, what do I do? I said, kick the door. Tell him man down. When the cops come and get you, they'll take you out. You tell them that you cut yourself. That you got a bad letter from your girlfriend. And that you're all sad and you're stressed out. And that you cut yourself because you're sad. He's like, all right, man, all right, man, all right. So he starts beating on the door. I said, look, now I'm going to throw this razor blade away. I don't want the cops to find me. Are you cool? Are we good? Is everything good? Yeah, I don't want to piece it up. I don't want to snitch. I'm just going to tell him I cut myself. I said, okay. Threw the razor blade away. Jumped up on the top bunk. Looked like I was just reading a book. Not even paying attention. He started kicking the door. He's holding his neck. He's saying, man down, man down. The cops come up. They see him. Push the button. They come in, more cops, a bunch of people come in. They don't say nothing to me. Kind of surprised me, just took him out. It was about 2, 3, 4 hours before anyone came and talked to me, and I thought I was just going to skate. I'm like, cool, he told them that he did to himself, and awesome, they're not even going to ask me nothing. Which if they did, I got nothing to say anyway, but I'm thinking, cool, I'd rather this just go all the way away. I don't want to hear about this incident ever again. I want to just completely be gone. And as I'm thinking that to myself, that I made it, here comes the door, and the sergeant walks up. You cut your cellie. You did that to him. He said, we can't prove it because he said did it to himself, but we know you did it. I said, did what? He said, you cut your cellie. I said, no, I didn't. He said, they said, by the way, the angle, that he could not have done to himself. The direction of it, the angle, how it's positioned, he could not have done to himself. I said, well, who did it then? I didn't do it. Who did it? Am I in any danger here? I have no idea what's happening here. If people are just randomly getting cut, I need to know about this. I feel a little skittish. And the cops say, no, you did it, and we're going to try to get that ass. We know what's up with you. We'll be back to take you to the hole. So I don't really give a fizzuck. He already told me he was sticking his mic. He told me right away, we know he did it, but can't prove it. He said it did to himself. That's all I needed to hear. Cool. But I do like the worrying stress on stuff, so I did kind of get up and pace a little bit. Just that night, because I thought, dang, assault with a weapon. That could really just put like a wrench in my plan. But I never heard nothing from it again. As far as I know, dude said do to himself. Went to another GP prison. And hey, everything was gravy for him. Don't be stealing from the kitty. Keep your hand all the way out of the cookie jar. Now trip on this. I want to talk about the time I got my ass handed to me. The worst, I don't want to call it a beating because I got knocked out too quick for it to be a beating. It didn't last long enough for it to be a beating per se. But dude, I felt this thing weeks later. And let me just say this. It came from this dude. This dude was hanging out in our circle. Somehow he had, what's the word I'm looking for? Not perpetrated, but he was a perpetrator. Somehow he, not instigated, somehow he got in. What's the word I'm looking for? A real fancy word. Like a real $5 word for somehow he got into our circle. This fool, he was a correctional officer. I don't respect him, bro. Maybe no longer a correctional officer. Used to be. Everyone knew that about him. He's real buff. He's all steroid out the game. Correctional officer. Dude, I look at it like this. If you're going to be an outlaw, be an outlaw. If you're going to be a correctional officer, be a correctional officer. I don't like outlaws that try to hang out act like correctional officers, and I don't like correctional officers that try to act like outlaws. What's up with this dude? I just didn't like him, I just didn't respect it. He would come around, he always had the sack, and trip on this too. The first PC yard was set up for judges, cops, and correctional officers. Long before they start PCing up snitches and sex offenders and all the weirdos and creeps, they would PC up the cops. So they knew, even before they realized we got to lock up these weirdos and these cops, get their way! They knew we got to get rid of these. They knew long before they thought to themselves, we got to lock up these weirdos, these sex offenders. Even before that dawned on them, they knew we got to lock up the judges and the cops and the COs. So the first PC pin was CMC East. B, C, and D quad. They'd put the cops there. Judge and correctional officers. Because the man who's a correctional officer, I don't like him at all. So, but he's always hanging out. My homeboy Steve's renting a room off this chick. So we'd always go hang out at Steve's room. It was a spot. It was pretty much like a freaking chop shop for all sort of things. And we would just hang out and kick it. And dirty deeds done dirt cheap. And we would plot and kick up dust. And this dude came over one day and we were having a great day, all hanging in there plotting. And he wanted to rent the room off Steve. He wanted to rent Steve's room off him so he can go in there and have relations with his girlfriend. This correctional officer dude was saying this POS. This COPOS. And I don't respect that either, bro. Don't come in telling a room full of people, a crowded room of people, what you plan on doing to your girlfriend. That's gross, homeboy. Sleazy. And I don't want no part of it, dog. What part of the game is that? Keep that to yourself. And I was looking at her and Steve was saying this, oh, I'm going to bring her back, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. She was looking embarrassed, dog. I felt bad for her. Mostly I felt bad for myself because I was going to have to get kicked out of this pad. We were kicking back out because somebody rented out the dude. So he could do all this to his old lady. And I'm asking my homeboy, dude, you can at least change your sheets? You know, make them bring in some, like, wipes or something? Or what? How's that going to work? Bro, we leave the room because they rented it. And I went over and started breaking into his car. I broke into his car. And we lived in, I didn't live there, but this apartment complex is like 8 different units. I knew 7 of the units. I knew the people. This 8th unit over in the corner, I did not know that person. I never seen her. It was like a ghost. And it was rumored that person there was like a square. Had a job and would come to and from work, the 9 to 5 thing. And it's also rumored this person would tell if you got too wild on the parking lot, if you did this and that. Cob collar, square. Bro, keep out of that person's line of vision, is what they would say. Careful for that unit over there. And that's where the car was parked at, right in front of that unit. And I broke in. I got a laptop. I got all kinds of hygiene. I got some bud. I got all kinds of stuff. And then I split. And that person, that unit, the square that worked 9 to 5, told him, hey, when he came and got in his car, this dude broke in. The dude described me. Yeah, the guy with the tattoos, slim trim like a bicycle rim. That fool gathered you for all your stuff. So he knew. I didn't know he knew. Till I came back to the apartment like about 3 or 4 days later, and I was walking through the parking lot, and I saw him, and he saw me, and I saw him, and he saw me, and I gave like a startled shock look, and he gave like a real mad, angry look, and I was like, what? I was able to go, was always able to get out, and he bombed on me, bro. Cracked me. He was like 20 foot away. He must be like a sprinter, dude. That's probably, he's a sprinter, dog, because he could do the 50-yard dash in like 2.3 seconds. He was so far away. I see him, and I registered in my brain like, uh-oh. And then he was on me, and he boom, and knocked me out. And do you know, okay, he punched me and knocked me out. I had a big knot in the back of my head. For the longest time, I thought that when he punched me, he somehow punched me in the back of my head. What kind of a long arm is that? Like a U-turn with your arm, whoop, in the back of the head? But then I realized, no, that might be from hitting the ground. I know, it was like a knot, dude. The Boy Scouts could not have taken this knot out of my head. So I fall down, I got the knot in my head, I'm knocked out, but that's not the worst part. The worst part was whatever he did to my ribs. Whether he kicked him, whether he got in his car and backed into my ribs, that's what I think he did. I think he started his car and backed into him. Got me with the bumper. It's kind of like a lowrider. If he kicked him, if he dropped like a bowling ball on it, a refrigerator, dude, maybe he got up on the roof of the house and did like WWE. Bam! Dude, my ribs hurt so bad for like 3 weeks, dog. Oh my gosh. You can't cough. You can't sneeze. You favorite. You walk around like this. Broken, dude. See people like they're sprained. They're not sprained. They're shattered. I don't know what they are. They hurt like hell, dog. When I woke up, I got up off the ground. I ran to homeboy's house. I got a big old butcher knife. Because even though I'm beat up with a hurt rib, and I still see him there, I'm still on site. Still Action Jackson. I already lost. I guess I could lose again. I ran in and got this butcher knife. And it was gnarly looking. It was all nasty. I got out of the sink. It was all rusted. Looked like someone had been chopping up freaking jalapenos, making some kind of like carrot salad or something. So I grabbed that thing, and he was trying to get in his car to get a weapon too, but he wouldn't take his eyes off me. It's funny. He's trying to get in his trunk. He didn't even want to go like this real quick, because I'm a sprinter too, homeboy. But anyways, that got squashed, I guess. I haven't seen that dude since. But dude, the ribs ain't nothing nice. But if I can, bro, if I can provoke you to please, and yes, I'll say please, get involved in the raffle. You can use Cash App or Venmo. Get involved in the raffle, or just shoot me a donation out of love, because you want to see Splinter get to Oregon and get my car. Dude, I got stories I want to tell about some shit that goes on here, but I keep it to myself. But man, I don't know. I should tell some of these stories. Anyways, that's what's up with that. I think that's good for now. More videos tomorrow for sure. Oh yeah, tomorrow's Halloween. For sure. Video tomorrow. That's all I know. I'm going to cut the string, let it fly. Peace.